Now it's supposed to feel.
And welcome into the Cardinals franchise, where you could clearly tell today we are at home playing against the Chargers. Coming off of a loss last week where it wasn't an awful game, but we just missed out on a couple opportunities to really turn the game in our favor. And some of those opportunities that we lost was due to turnovers. Kyler Murray had, I believe, a couple fumbles in that game. Turnovers for him have been big this year. It would really be nice to find a way to get this offense to move steadily and consistently, and a big part of that is not turning the ball over. Mostert would get the carry here, get forward for a gain of 9 on our first play, and we'll see how much we end up splitting the carries between all of our running backs. Would like to get a bit of a better look at Derek Young as a strict rusher. Darren Williams, though, in for the carry. And will give us a first down. So 1st and 10 at the 41. Going to go with a bit more of some play action. Try to find some levels. And we do have a receiver breaking across the field. Marquise Brown will get to the plus side territory inside the 40, marked at the 37. We saw Brown have a pretty decent game last week, getting a couple carries as well as some good chunk passes to him, but just weren't able to consistently move the ball. Kyler Murray going to step up in the pocket, break some tackles, actually gain a couple yards. We'll bring up a 2nd and 8. They do have a really nice tandem rush here for the Chargers. We'll see if we're able to get around the edge, and I forgot to hit the button to actually hand that off. And once again, Kyler Murray fumbles. Partially my fault, but he's got to hold on to the ball. And now the Chargers will take over Herbert, their quarterback, star quarterback, Josh Allen, someone to look at on the out. Not Josh Allen. Something else Allen. Eckler also a pretty good player. Keenan Allen. That's who I was thinking of, and Isaiah Simmons breaks that one up just in front of their tight end. Fun start here. Mike Williams, also a nice rising star. So a lot of guys our defense needs to find a way to limit production for. And we'll go with the underneath 30, or not 30. Wow, I'm stumbling all around here. It's 85. I guess kind of close. An 8 is close to a 3. But Eric Ebron with the catch, gain of 7, but not enough for the first down. So we will get a stop here with our defense. And our offense will start their second drive, this time at the 21. And I would like to end a drive without it being in a turnover. It could even just be run out of downs. Nice screen pass here. Actually gets complete to Trey Young with some blocking, first down up to the 37. We wanted to give Mostert a bit of a revenge game last week against the 49ers. But now I would like to get back to trying to see what all we can get out of Young. And there's going to be a sack once again. This time Khalil Mack. He'll get back their loss of 4. We had to scramble, but just couldn't get away. I will say one thing, though, for Kyler this year. He has been a trooper. He's got hit quite often, but he's still playing fairly well. If we could just limit his turnovers, he would be playing very well. So that's really the only problem we have, and a nice stop there by number 8, and an injury for Zach Ertz. Looks like his shoulder, maybe collarbone area, is in a lot of despair. And he will head to the tunnel. So in his place, rookie tight end Trey McBride will come out. But I think I do need to make an update to that in the depth chart, because every time I get in here, Madden always messes with that depth chart. Brown trying to get to the edge, and he just didn't turn up. I told him to turn up, but he ran straight out of bounds. Well, is what it is. Normally when you don't complete a first down, you want it to be because the defense just made a really good play, but not necessarily there. It'd be an underneath pass here, gain of about 5. Although it's still saying first down, so I'm confused. Yeah, it definitely just says first down. I don't think that's where that ball was caught. I have no idea what just happened there. But I think the Chargers got a free first down. Now they're down inside the 5 to the 4. Weird. And on that catch was Odell Beckham Jr. So Chargers have themselves a receiving core here. And we're going to need to find a way to stop that with not a lot of great corners on our side, but we will get the sack. Going to credit that to Fotu. First sack we've seen from him in quite a while. But it was a good pass rush we had there. Several different guys kind of pushing the offensive line back and getting into the backfield. Eckler looking for some room to run, but not going to find it. Nice tackle there by Collins. That'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 11. Come out with a nickel formation here. Collins going to need to get out to the outside to get a tackle, but nope. Ball dropped. 4th and goal. The field goal unit on for the Chargers to score the first points of the game, potentially. Snap is back, and that looked good from the get-go. Chargers will take the lead early-ish, at least in the first quarter at some point, with a field goal lead. And it looks like the injury to Ertz was not very severe. He's back out on the field, only missed a little bit of time, really not much. And Derek Young will get us close to the first down, marked down just shy. And I'm pretty sure, I feel like at least, he's running about just as well as what we're getting from Mostert. So that signing working pretty well for us. Flag down, maybe a late hit on Kyler Murray. And indeed, that's what it is on Khalil Mack. We will go ahead and accept. So that'll push us to plus territory at the 45. I'm going to try to run the screen pass again. Try to get Young to the outside where he has the ability to try to make some moves. Definitely need to work on his moves, but he gets us another first down on the screen. And that's how we will end the first quarter. The game close, 3-0, but we're on the move, hopefully. Knock on wood. I feel like last game we really didn't get much from D-Hop. He had a couple catches and a couple good catches, but nothing spectacular. That one was almost spectacular, though. On 2nd and 10 here, we have trips to that right-hand side. Let's go with a little bit of an RPO. Definitely hand this one off. They flooded that outside, and another first down rush here for Young. 3 carries, 21 yards. Also has a couple catches for a good chunk as well. So it's good to see the young guy getting some play time out there, pun intended. Maybe go for Brown here, but they do a pretty good job covering it to the outside. And just a little too tall there for Rondale Moore. 2nd and 10, same formation, trips to that right-hand side. And yeah, they left the middle wide open. That should be an easy touchdown. Rondale Moore wide open in the end zone. If we somehow didn't get that, I probably would have been pretty upset. Rondale Moore, he's dancing as we take a lead. The first lead we've had in over a game. And now the Chargers offense will start at the 25, looking to find their own touchdown, maybe? I'm sure they would enjoy a touchdown. They'll find Eckler here, breaks first tackle, and will get forward to the 33 for a 2nd and 2. And last week we saw with our defense, we really weren't getting much of a pass rush. Would like to see that improve today, and we're going to whiff on the pass breakup there with Collins. Ebron with the first. Now empty set here for the Chargers. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Try to get around the edge. Gardick gets free, but Odell Beckham Jr. already has the ball on the other side of the field to the 40. Might just need to try to bring some more unique blitzes. Maybe bring some corners off the edge just to try to get something going. So far, a lot of underneath passes. Pretty open for them today. Granted, I did tell the team that we want to take away that medium pass. With Herbert, we know he could throw deep, but we know they also like to check down with Eckler, who we get a tackle in the backfield. So I felt like going with that underneath or that middle protection would kind of be the best way to try to limit over the top and underneath. At least have some guys get some quick tackles for underneath, and maybe even get a few interceptions with our DBs coming from underneath. But we got the stop here. Field goal unit is out, kicking from about the 46, and that one looked wide the entire way. And with that miss, we will start at the 44. So I was off by a couple yards as to where they were kicking from. Hand this one off, and we'll break first tackle there with Mostert, get a gain of 4. Don't run a lot of pistol, but when we do, let's go a little bit with some play action with a yeah, no, that didn't work. You can't let a defensive lineman who wears a number in the 60s sack me. Come on now, offensive line. And I would say it's safe to say that any progress we're making on fixing Kyler Murray's stamina has gone out the window today. And yep, that's going to be intercepted, overthrown, picked off Derwin James, and will be brought down at the 42. That's what happens when that stamina starts to go down, when that player icon becomes red. You'll get interceptions like this, intended for D-Hop, overthrown by a good couple yards, really, and that's going to be picked off. And that was exactly what I said at the beginning. Need to find ways to limit the turnovers. Already has 2 today, and it's not even the second half. We did have a bit of a pass rush, but didn't get there in time as Mike Williams gets the catch and then out of bounds. Will be a gain of 6 for the Chargers, 2nd and 4, as they have 2 to either side. And they'll run a bit of a zone run, I would say, to that right-hand side. We'll bring up 3rd and inches. See which side can push the best. Our defense has had some steady improvements, but not doing it well here today, and this might be a touchdown. Eckler spinning off of tacklers and then outrunning the rest. And with just over 2 minutes left, Cardinals offense will start at the 25. We have all of our timeouts. Go for the quick pass to the outside. Nice block there from D-Hop. Will give us the edge. We'll get forward out of bounds and head on into the 2-minute warning. And with all 3 timeouts just shy of 2 minutes left, we have time to get down the field, play our own game. We're going to have Rondale Moore with a just kidding. I was going to say nice pass. It ended up being underthrown. Another interception for Kyler Murray. Great play there, though, made by Samuel. That ball needed to be placed about 2 yards further to that corner or to the outside, rather than where it was actually placed. I'm going to whiff there on the swat, and they'll get forward close to the first down, marked down a yard shy. But now the Chargers have an opportunity here to widen their lead before halftime. They're already up 3. They could go up 10 if we continue to not play very well. Odell Beckham Jr., he gets the catch there for another first down to the 25, as they do call an audible, so let's match it with our own audible. And I feel like everything is messed up here. Let's call another one here. Send some guys to the shallow and the outside, and really nice job. Really nice job. Really nice grab. Good job there, Keenan Allen. Herbert just tossed that one up, and unfortunately for us, we weren't able to make the play. There'll be a pass here. Simmons with what I thought was clear running room to the quarterback. Instead, OBJ in for 6. And now we have 42 seconds to try to lessen our deficit as we head into halftime. And we have a wide open receiver, Marquise Brown, right down the seam. This is going to be a one-play touchdown as he just falls in. We'll narrow that deficit with our second touchdown of the day. 1 play, 1 score. Great. It was a great play. Need to make sure we continue to put together some drives. We can't just rely on 1 play deep passes to Marquise Brown, but it will draw us a bit closer. And now with 35 seconds left, we just need our defense to get a stop. Just don't let them get any more points on the board, as they're going to find Ebron to the outside. Get them up to the 41, and they'll call their timeout. And that leaves 30 seconds on the clock. Trips to the left, Ebron just off the line to the right. Will be another pass here. We have a pass rush coming in, but still not getting there quick enough. And they're already back into field goal range. But they do not keep clock management going very well. Time will expire on this play. Kingsley Keke is in to end the first half with a sack. It's been a while since we've seen him in the backfield, but maybe that's a little bit momentum for us to carry on into the second half, but we're going to need to try to retake a lead as the teams head into the locker room. We'll take a quick look at the stats, and they're pretty similar for both teams. Just 3 turnovers for us in that first half. Killed anything that we were building. Let's take a look around the league. Seahawks and Raiders. 10-10 with barely any time left before halftime. Raiders 6-4 on the year. Seahawks 3-7. All the way over at the other coast, we have the Falcons and Commanders, and a lot of scoring here for 2 4-8 teams, but the Falcons get the victory. Marcus Mariota, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. And the Rams and Chiefs. Rams 5-5, trying to claw their way back up in this division, but they're down 7-0 to the Chiefs. But back in our game here, we will be kicking off to start the second half, giving our defense a chance to try to prove themselves. They've really struggled the last couple weeks in slowing down offenses. For the most part, they've been able to march down the field, and every now and then we'll get some stops, force some field goals, but we're bending a bit too much. So hopefully we can learn from that and make some plays here on this drive. As they'll come out and motion over OBJ, fake the jet sweep, Eckler down the middle, get forward for about a gain of 3. Nice tackle there from Keke. And like I've said before, Keke and Allen, they're not bad players, but I don't think they're starting caliber. They're more of what I want as a rotational lineman for us, so hopefully we can find some improvement in the offseason as Ebron will stretch for it, and the refs will give it to him. First down at the 37. So far today, Herbert has been clinical, completing all but 2 of his passes, and those I think have just been knockaways, not really any bad throws so far. So if we're to make this a game, going to definitely need someone to start forcing some inaccurate passes. Quick pass to Eckler. He'll get a gain of 4, bringing up 3rd and 4. And they'll come out with a tight shotgun set. Plenty of options to throw to. They will make a slight audible here, spread a little bit wider. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And they will be a quick pass. Allen with the completion. Kind of gets by Zach Collins, but ends up falling down at the 46. So far today, Allen has 2 catches for 31 yards. Not his highest performance, but still steady considering the amount of weapons they have. He's still making plays, and there's a decent stop there from Jackson to at least keep him in front of that first down marker. We'll bring up 2nd and 1. So we'll make a play call adjustment here. Go with that double A-gap blitz. Send Baker, and he will hit home. Herbert sacked. I believe the 2nd sack for us today. Delayed blitz from safety Budda Baker. And I'm kind of lucky that we were able to get that because he definitely missed the wide open gap to actually blitz through. But we still get the job done. Check down Eckler, and we played too soft on that. We need to have at least someone stay a little bit more underneath to take away the check down. I might just have to give myself that responsibility. We'll come out here, though, with a base 3-4 as they come out 2 tight end set, both of them to that left-hand side. Sit underneath here, and they'll go instead to the outside complete Keenan Allen. Herbert is 20 of 22 for 219 yards on the day, and we're just halfway through the 3rd quarter. So expect quite a bit more yards to go, but Eckler stopped here, 3rd and 2. And they'll come out with a 2 running back set, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We're going to bring the linebacker blitzes, and we did not send them to the right gaps. Budda Baker will get the tackle at the 17, first down for the Chargers. And these games where you see the quarterbacks having a lot of consistent completions, I always tend to err on the side of, well, Eckler scoring, for one, but err on the side of pass rush not causing havoc. Corners can only cover for so much, including safeties and linebackers. But we got to get a better rush in there, disrupt that timing. Because right now it's not working for us, as that score puts the Chargers back up by 10. And we are going to need to put some points on the board and get them up there pretty quickly. Because right now the Chargers are in complete control of this game, and Bosa with a tackle for a loss. Trying to find some different ways to get our playmakers the ball in their hands without always having to go through Kyler Murray. And it's not necessarily working very well today, and Rondale Moore, you got to hold on to that. Got to hold on. On 3rd and 15, they have a strange safety stack to that left-hand side. Not sure exactly what the plan is there, and another interception. Fun. And an injury to one of our offensive linemen. Not great. Turnovers have cost us many games before this season and could very well cost us here today. Kyler Murray just hasn't been able to put the ball where it needs to be. One-on-one situations, we also, as we see bruised ribs here for Humphries, so probably means that I think it's Justin Murray will be coming in. But yeah, and like I was saying, in the one-on-one situations, the receivers also need to step up and make a play, but they're not always getting the ball placed where it needs to be. Unfortunately, Madden doesn't have a game engine that really allows the receivers to attack the ball. They kind of just sit there and wait for it. Meanwhile, the corners and DBs, even linebackers, they attack the ball. So having an accurate quarterback is definitely a big part in helping out your receivers with that, and we're just not getting that from Kyler. We get another solid run down the middle. Just the blocking up front has been too dominant for the Chargers. You know, we made a change a few weeks ago, bringing in Tim Settle, and he's played all right, but too many gaps for one guy to fill. As we hit the 4th quarter here, game 24-14, with the Chargers knocking on the doorstep. And we've seen this team be very streaky. You know, we had some streaks of bad games, some streaks of good games. It just goes down to that consistency with them. They struggle with it, and another first down gain there from Eckler. 88 yards on the ground for him, 2 touchdowns, as well as a bunch of yards in the air. So hopefully sometime soon we could get this team going. It'd be good if we could get them going in the 4th quarter. Might be after the bye week. Gardick in with another sack. He's always the bright spot of this defense. Pretty much almost always getting about a sack or a half a sack a game. He's been really solid for us, and he gets another one here. Granted, I will say he's most successful when we're in the double A gap, when there's a lot of different guys at the line to confuse the offensive line on who their blocking assignments are, because then he could utilize his speed to get around it pretty much anyone, as there's that slight hesitation. And on 3rd and goal, we need to force a field goal attempt here. A touchdown given up will just be demoralizing as we're already down 10. They will go with a pass, going with the curls, and we have a pass rush coming in. Tim Settle not able to get there. Eckler brought down at the 5. Defense bends a lot, but they don't completely break. And that one is good. Will widen the Chargers' lead to 13. Now this offense has to find a way to put the ball in the end zone as quickly as possible. C.J. Jackson, the one covering Marquise Brown. Does he have the speed? Yes, but we're going to have a wide open rookie tight end in Trey McBride, who will try to power through and still land out of bounds. Huge gain for us to the 35. And now in plus territory. This play worked well for us earlier. Put all of our speed over to one side and find the advantage. And wow, 24 read that very well. Adderley with a heck of a play. And we had holding on us anyway. So just an all-around awful play. That is the 4th interception, I believe. 3rd or 4th interception on the day for Kyler Murray. And I will say at the beginning of the play, he looked wide open. Fumble, though. Eckler drops it. Murphy picks it up, trying to find somewhere to run. brought down, but we'll take right back over. We needed that. And it looks like they're going to bring down the safety here on that left-hand side. So McBride will stay in to help block. We're going to have Ertz on a nice cut, and the cover skills here are insane. That was Joey Bosa out there covering Ertz, and he locked him down. You could barely even pass against this Chargers team, and I don't know how they're only a 2-win team. Run into some hurry-up offense as we get a 3rd and 2. They will send a heavy blitz, and Murray throws that off the back of one of his offensive linemen's head. We had 2 open receivers in the end zone, and Murray boinks it off of a helmet. We'll go for it here, though. We really only have one option, and that's to get the first down, and why not get the touchdown while we're at it. Derek Young with the RPO swing pass and a nice block from D-Hop gets us on the board. 27-21 with a made PAT. Defense needs to get a stop. And now the game solely relies on the defense. If they give up any points here, it's just about over. But if we could get a stop and get down the field with our offense and get a touchdown on the board, we could take this game late. Not that we deserve it. We've played the worst game, for sure. But we're doing enough to try to stay in it as best as we can. The team is an interesting one. I would recommend, if you're looking for a team to build a franchise or do a franchise with, the Cardinals are very interesting. The team just kind of feels like it was just thrown together, because there's a lot of there's some young guys, a lot of older guys, and just position weirdness as we do get a forced stop here, and it looks like they're going to punt. We're going to watch this punt just to make sure. Defense might have gotten the stop we need. But yeah, this team just feels like it was thrown together. The scheme doesn't match the players that are on the roster, or the roster doesn't match the scheme. It's a weird one. I'm excited for the first offseason, but for now, we have a chance to take this game late. Touchdown will only give us a 1-point advantage, but that's more than what we have now. So with just shy of 4 minutes left, the Cardinals offense will start at the 32. Start with a run down the middle. Mostert, I said down the middle. It's more of a stretch to the outside. Mostert cuts up, gets a gain of 9. And I would imagine them trying to bring some pressure, specifically with the edge rush of Bosa and Mack. Try to get to the outside, and Hudson. There's one guy there. You got to block him. Well, on 3rd and 4, we'll come out 2 to either side, including Ertz to that right-hand side. I'm going to send Rondale Moore, try to get him around the edge. Good block there from the running back. Flag down as we get close to the first down. And these holding calls are killing us. Raheem Mostert called with holding. But the Chargers declined to bring up a 4th down. 4th and inches. We got to go for it. Max Williams down the middle. Good blocking, good power, and we will get the first down gain of 5. A little under 2.5 minutes left on the clock still. Run our favorite RPO here. We will actually go with a run with plenty of room to run to the outside. Raheem Mostert into plus territory inside the 35. And with that, we will hit the 2-minute warning. Gonna try to take the time off the clock here, get the ball in the end zone, and win this game. So with our first play inside the 2-minute warning, we're gonna try to run a draw. Get Mostert some open running room, allow his speed and agility to get us a little bit forward. And again, gonna let the clock run here. Not trying to call the timeouts until we have to. And again, we'll go with a run down the middle. Mostert, get forward, get inside the red zone. And you might have sensed a theme here. Ball primarily being ran, even if it's an RPO. They're kind of taking the ball out of Kyler's hands. Now with a minute left, we're going to send Rondale Moore again in motion to that open side. And there's a lot of open running room. And we'll take it when it comes in. Touchdown here ties the game. Extra point gives us a lead. 53 seconds left on the clock. And we might take this late. Defense will need to make another stand. The defense was able to get the stop the last time, allow us that drive to get the lead. Now, they need to hold on to it. With under a minute left, we cannot give up anything. Tim Settle will get the ankles of Herbert, bringing him down. No timeout called. They have all three. They probably should have used one there, but they don't. Instead, dump off here Eckler as the time ticks off the clock, 16 seconds as they called their first timeout. We'll come out, try to run some man coverage, make sure we have one guy on everyone. We can give up some catches as long as they're tackled inbounds to stop the clock. Check down here goes to Ebron, who will get forward for about a gain of 8. Second timeout called. 9 seconds left, and they come out with a fullback and 2 tight ends. Obviously, you think it's going to be a pass. No, they go fullback run right down the middle, setting up, I guess, a Hail Mary attempt with their final timeout. Definitely not the strategy I would have used, but we'll see. Herbert will have to throw this ball about 60 yards to give them a shot, and it comes up well short. Pass tipped up, knocked away, and will hit the turf. The Cardinals find a way to get back into this game and get a victory. They do not deserve it. We played awful, but we came together at the very end when we had to, and we'll squeak out a late victory. 230 yards, I said that weird, 230 passing yards, but we gave up 5 takeaways. That alone should be the reason that we don't have a victory here today, but enough plays were made to kind of do the opposite of those turnovers. We forced one ourselves, but we can't keep having these kind of games. And while that was definitely not the way you imagine winning a game, we're able to get the job done. We'll head into the bye week on somewhat of a positive with a victory, now moving to 8-4 on the season, moving further away from the rest of our division, with both the Rams and 49ers losing last week, dropping to 5-6. Seahawks way down there at 3-8. So we're making some progress, roughly. The team is in a weird spot. I'm definitely looking forward to trying to put together a cohesive roster when we get to the offseason, but right now we're on a path to the playoffs. I don't know how well we will play in those playoffs if we continue to have games like we've had the last 2 weeks with a lot of turnovers. The teams in the playoffs are not going to be as forgiving, I would say. So we need to find a way to correct that as we close out the last quarter, I would say, of the season. So next episode will be week 14, another home game against the Patriots. So a game, again, I think we could win, but we've got to find ways to limit the turnovers. And whether that's finding different ways of getting players the ball like we did late in this game, rather than putting it solely through Kyler Murray, because he's struggling with that this year, and hopefully we could find a way to correct that for at least next year. So hope you guys are enjoying this series, as again, we're moving on to like the last quarter of the season, on a path for the playoffs. So make sure you stick around by hitting that subscription button below if you haven't already. And while you're down there, go ahead and tick that bell notification to be notified of when these videos go live. The Cardinals traditional series posted every Monday and Thursday. The Ohio Only Sim Challenge, that is posted on Wednesday and Saturday. If you haven't checked that out, I suggest you do. It's nowhere near what a normal franchise is, but we're having fun with it. So I hope you guys check that out. I hope you stick around, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
How it's supposed to feel.